Millions of people apply cosmetics to their skin every day, usually without checking the labels for potentially dangerous ingredients. That's because the FDA does not require companies to prove their products are safe before they resold. Any product hitting the shelves could legally contain substances linked to hormone disruption and cancer. I'm a former chemist. I used to work in the cosmetic industry, and I'm going to tell you about 3 scary things that you wouldn't find on the labels of your beauty products. Number 1. The reason why most cosmetics companies willfully ignore safer alternatives to potentially toxic ingredients is because they prioritize profit over people's health. It's cheaper to use ethylene oxide, which is a known carcinogen, than it is to use something like vitamin E, which is a much safer alternative. But companies are knowingly putting carcinogens in their products and consumers are being kept in the dark. The FDA allows this because under the law, cosmetic products are considered safe and effective if they've been in use for at least 10 years with no reported adverse effects. But just because a product has been on the market for a while doesn't mean it's safe. People may have just not noticed the link between a particular product and a health issue, or they may have experienced symptoms too unrelated to the product for them to make the connection. Also, just because a product hasn't caused any negative reactions doesn't mean that it's safe. Safe and effective are 2 different things. A product may not cause an allergic reaction or skin irritation, but it could still be causing hormonal changes that lead to cancer years down the road. Now, number 2. Former employees in the cosmetic and personal care industry told me that companies use the cheapest preservatives possible in order to maximize profit. One employee told me that their facility didn't even bother to follow industry standards when it came to stability testing of their products. Stability testing is done to determine how long a product is going to last before it becomes unsafe or ineffective. If a company doesn't do any stability testing, there's no way to know if a product is going to spoil or become dangerous after it has been opened. This is extremely important because certain bacteria can grow in cosmetic products, especially those with moisturizing ingredients, and can cause serious eye, ear, and skin infections, especially in infants. Number 3. In the US, manufacturers can hide hundreds of toxic chemicals in their products by simply labeling them as fragrance. This means that you have no idea what you're putting on your body. Phthalates are a group of chemicals that have been banned from children's toys in the US since 1977 because they can cause reproductive problems, birth defects, and an increased risk of cancer. But these same chemicals are still allowed in cosmetics, and they're often listed as fragrance ingredients. It gets worse. Manufacturers don't even have to reveal the full chemical name or the exact chemical structure of the compound that they're hiding under the fragrance loophole. And it gets even more ridiculous. Cosmetic companies can claim that a product is 100% natural and organic and free of toxins, even if it contains formaldehyde. How is that possible? Because the FDA has not established a definition for those terms. They're considered to be marketing terms only. As a result, many people have no idea what they're putting into or on their bodies. If we can't read the label, we can't make informed decisions as consumers. I think this is a huge problem. And I've got some good news for you. There are 2 bills currently making their way through Congress that would require cosmetic companies to prove that their products are both safe and effective before they resold. These bills were introduced after a major study found that 28% of the most commonly used cosmetic products were potentially toxic. One of the worst offenders was makeup, which had an average of 14 potentially toxic chemicals per product. You can help push these bills across the finish line and get safer cosmetics to everyone by clicking the link below to contact your member of Congress. Tell them you support the Personal Care Safety Act and the Prioritizing Research and Evaluation of Chemicals in Cosmetics Act. You can also support my work by clicking the thanks button. This video was made possible by a grant from a foundation. The safety of our food, water, and environment is in our collective hands. You can learn more about how to protect yourself from harmful chemicals by visiting my website. I'll see you next time. I've been delving into long-term health studies recently, and what I've uncovered is truly alarming. A 2021 peer-reviewed study revealed that a staggering 90% of tested cosmetics contain toxic PFAS compounds. These substances are ominously referred to as forever chemicals because they persist in the body, refusing to break down over time. Let that sink in for a moment. The waterproof mascara you've been applying daily? It might be doing more than just enhancing your lashes. It could be silently poisoning your bloodstream. The implications of this discovery are far-reaching and deeply concerning. Researchers have concluded that these PFAS chemicals accumulate in our systems over time, potentially leading to a host of serious health issues. We're talking about increased risks of cancer, liver damage, and even compromised immune function. And here's the kicker. Cosmetic companies aren't required to remove these harmful substances from their products. Even more shocking, they're not even obligated to warn you about their presence. To get a better understanding of the industry's practices, I reached out to someone who had worked in product development for a major skincare brand. Her revelations were nothing short of disturbing. Our primary directive was to make formulas feel premium, she confided. Safety was never the priority. As long as the product delivered quick results and had a pleasant scent, that was considered sufficient. But it gets worse. She went on to disclose, we routinely used formaldehyde-releasing preservatives in baby lotion. Yes, you read that correctly. Formaldehyde, the same chemical used in embalming, finding its way into products meant for the most vulnerable among us. This isn't just a case of one rogue company cutting corners. Formaldehyde and its releasing agents are pervasive in the cosmetics industry, lurking in everything from shampoos to nail polishes and body washes. The catch? These harmful ingredients often hide behind complex names that the average consumer wouldn't recognize, let alone associate with potential health risks. The more I dug into this issue, the more unsettling information I uncovered. It's not just PFAS and formaldehyde we need to worry about. A whole cocktail of potentially harmful chemicals is being used in products we apply to our skin daily. Parabens, phthalates, and synthetic fragrances are just a few examples of ingredients that have been linked to various health concerns, from hormonal disruption to allergic reactions. What's particularly frustrating is the lack of transparency in the industry. While some companies are making efforts to produce clean or natural cosmetics, the terms aren't regulated, leaving plenty of room for greenwashing and misleading marketing. Consumers are left to navigate a minefield of product labels, often without the necessary information to make truly informed choices about what they're putting on their bodies. The regulatory landscape isn't much help either. In the United States, the FDA has limited authority over cosmetics, and the laws governing the industry haven't been significantly updated in decades. This means that companies can essentially self-regulate, deciding for themselves what's safe to include in their products. So, what can we do in the face of this unsettling reality? Education and awareness are key. Start by researching the ingredients in your favorite products. There are numerous resources available online that can help you understand what those long, scientific-sounding names actually mean for your health. Consider switching to brands that prioritize transparency and use safer, more natural ingredients. But individual action isn't enough. We need systemic change. Support organizations and initiatives that are pushing for stricter regulations in the cosmetics industry. Write to your representatives and demand more oversight and accountability. The more voices join this chorus, the harder it becomes for companies and regulators to ignore the issue. Remember, your skin is your largest organ, and what you put on it matters. The beauty industry has long operated on the premise that looking good should come at any cost. It's time we challenge that notion and demand products that are not only effective, but also safe for long-term use. After all, true beauty shouldn't come at the expense of our health. As consumers, we have the power to drive change through our choices and our voices. Let us use that power to create a future where we can enhance our appearance without compromising our well-being. It's a lofty goal, but one that's worth pursuing for the sake of our health and the health of generations to come. And then I discovered some of these companies were actively lobbying against laws that would require them to disclose all their ingredients. It's shocking, but true. The beauty industry has been fighting tooth and nail to keep consumers in the dark about what's really in their products. You see, for many of these companies, it's all about creating a luxurious experience and delivering quick results. Safety? That's often an afterthought. They're more concerned with how a product feels on your skin or how quickly it can make your wrinkles disappear than whether it might be harmful in the long run. Take formaldehyde, for example. This known carcinogen is still being used in baby products, of all things. But you won't see formaldehyde listed on the label. Oh no, they're much sneakier than that. They use names like dimethylaminohydantoin or quaternium, 15. Chemical names that most consumers wouldn't recognize as formaldehyde-releasing agents. And it's not just formaldehyde. The industry is rife with potentially harmful ingredients hidden behind complex chemical names. They banking on the fact that most of us wouldn't take the time to research every single ingredient on the label, if they even bother to list them all. This resistance to transparency isn't just about protecting trade secrets. It's about avoiding accountability. The beauty industry has long fought against meaningful regulation and oversight. They argue that their products are safe, but then fight tooth and nail against any attempts to prove it. The sad truth is, in the absence of strong regulations, it's up to us as consumers to protect ourselves. We can't rely on the industry to put our health first. Their priority is profit, plain and simple. So what can you do? First, become a label detective. Look for products that are explicitly labeled as fragrance-free or phthalate-free. Don't be fooled by unscented that can still contain masking chemicals to cover up scents. Next, arm yourself with knowledge. There are great apps out there like Think Dirty or EWG's Skin Deep that let you scan product barcodes and get instant information about potentially harmful ingredients. Use them before you buy anything new. When you're reading labels, be on the lookout for red flags. Avoid parabens, which are linked to hormone disruption. Steer clear of formaldehyde releasers. Remember those sneaky names I mentioned earlier? PEG compounds are another no-no, as are any ingredients ending in F, like sodium lauryl sulfate. Support brands that are committed to transparency. Look for companies that publish their full ingredient lists, not just the hero ingredients they want to brag about. And be wary of vague terms like natural or pure. These aren't regulated and can mean just about anything. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you wouldn't need it, think twice about rubbing it into your skin every day. Your skin is your largest organ, and it absorbs a lot of what you put on it. Treat it with the same care you'd give your internal organs. Remember, the beauty industry isn't going to change unless we demand it. Every time you choose a safer product, you're sending a message. You're telling companies that transparency and safety matter to you as a consumer. Don't be afraid to speak up, either. Write to your representatives and tell them you support stronger regulations on cosmetics and personal care products. Share what you've learned with friends and family. The more people who know about these issues, the more pressure there will be for change. It's frustrating that we have to work so hard to protect ourselves from products that are supposed to make us feel good. But knowledge is power. Now that you know what's hiding in your cosmetics, you can make informed choices. The beauty industry might not be looking out for you, but you can look out for yourself. Be vigilant, be informed, and don't be afraid to demand better. Your health is worth it. After all, true beauty starts with taking care of yourself, inside and out. We deserve better than beauty products that silently jeopardize our well-being. Transparency shouldn't be groundbreaking, but in today's world, it is. What you apply to your skin matters. What you share matters even more. The beauty industry has long hidden behind a veil of secrecy, but it's time to pull back the curtain. Knowledge is our most powerful weapon, but only when we wield it effectively. So, let's arm ourselves with practical steps to identify and avoid toxic beauty products. First, don't be fooled by misleading labels. Unscented doesn't always mean safe. Look for products explicitly labeled fragrance-free or phthalate-free. These terms indicate a commitment to eliminating harmful chemicals that often hide under the umbrella term fragrance. In this digital age, we have powerful tools at our fingertips. Embrace technology in your quest for safer beauty. Download ingredient checking apps like Think Dirty or EWG Skin Deep. These apps can be your personal detectives, scanning product barcodes and revealing the truth behind those long, unpronounceable ingredient lists. As you become more ingredient savvy, certain red flags will emerge. Parabens, formaldehyde releasers, and PEG compounds should set off alarm bells. And here's a quick trick. Be wary of any chemical ending in F. These are often associated with harmful contaminants. But it's not just about avoiding the bad. It's about supporting the good. Seek out brands that embrace full ingredient transparency. Don't settle for those that only highlight their hero ingredients while shrouding the rest in mystery. True champions of clean beauty have nothing to hide. Apply a simple principle to your beauty routine. If you wouldn't need it, think twice about putting it on your skin. Our skin is our largest organ, absorbing much of what we apply to it. Treat it with the same care and consideration you give to what you put in your body. Remember, your choices have power beyond your personal health. Every time you opt for a cleaner product, you're casting a vote for change. Every conversation you have about toxic ingredients educates someone else. This ripple effect creates pressure on the industry to do better. Share what you've learned with friends, family, and your social networks. The more people who see behind the curtain, the harder it becomes for this industry to hide its dirty secrets. Your voice, combined with others, can become a chorus too loud to ignore. As consumers, we hold the key to transforming the beauty industry. Our demand for safer products, backed by informed choices, can shift the entire landscape. It's not just about looking good. It's about feeling good about what we're using. This journey towards cleaner beauty isn't always easy. It requires vigilance, research, and sometimes saying goodbye to old favorites. But isn't your health worth it? Isn't the health of those you love worth it? So, the next time you're about to make a beauty purchase, pause. Check the ingredients. Use your apps. Ask questions. And if something doesn't meet your new, informed standards, walk away. There are better options out there, and your choices help create demand for even more. Let's make toxic beauty products a thing of the past. Let's demand better, choose better, and inspire others to do the same. Because in the end, true beauty isn't just skin deep. It's about making choices that respect our bodies and our planet. Share this message with someone who needs to know what's really inside their makeup bag. Because the more people who see behind the curtain, the harder it becomes for this industry to hide. Knowledge is power, but only when we use it. Let's use it to create a beauty revolution, one informed choice at a time.
We deserve better than beauty products that silently jeopardize our well-being. Transparency shouldn't be a revolutionary concept, but in today's world, it is. The choices we make about what we apply to our skin have far-reaching consequences. Even more impactful is what we choose to share with others. Our beauty routine shouldn't force us to compromise our health for the sake of convenience or aesthetics. Yet all too often, that's exactly what happens. We're bombarded with glossy advertisements and sleek packaging, but what lies beneath the surface? The beauty industry has long operated behind a veil of secrecy, leaving consumers in the dark about the true nature of the products they use daily. Transparency should be the norm, not the exception, in the beauty world. We have the right to know exactly what we're putting on our bodies, from the active ingredients to the preservatives and everything in between. It's not just about reading labels. It's about understanding them. It's about demanding clear, honest information from brands and holding them accountable when they fall short. The products we choose to use on our skin have a profound impact on our personal health. Our skin, the largest organ of our body, absorbs a significant portion of what we apply to it. This means that the chemicals, fragrances, and additives in our beauty products don't just sit on the surface. They become a part of us. By making informed choices about our beauty products, we're not just caring for our appearance, we're safeguarding our overall well-being. But the power of consumer choice extends far beyond individual health. When we share information about the products we use and the ingredients they contain, we create a ripple effect. Each conversation, each social media post, each recommendation to a friend becomes a part of a larger movement. We're not just consumers, we're advocates for change, pushing for a beauty industry that prioritizes health and transparency as much as it does efficacy and aesthetics. As more people become aware of what's really inside their makeup bags and skincare routines, it becomes increasingly difficult for the beauty industry to maintain the status quo. The curtain is being pulled back, revealing practices and ingredients that many find concerning. This collective awareness creates pressure for industry-wide reform, pushing companies to reevaluate their formulations, sourcing practices, and marketing strategies. Consumer education is the key to driving demand for safer, more transparent beauty products. When we understand the potential risks associated with certain ingredients and the benefits of cleaner alternatives, we make different choices, seek out brands that align with our values, and prioritize our health. This shift in consumer behavior sends a powerful message to the industry. We are no longer willing to compromise our well-being for beauty. Knowledge is indeed power, but it only becomes truly potent when we put it into action. It's not enough to simply know about the issues plaguing the beauty industry. We must use that knowledge to make informed decisions and advocate for change. Every purchase we make, every product we recommend, and every conversation we have about beauty becomes an opportunity to shape the future of the industry. Share this message with someone who needs to know what's really lurking in their beauty routine. Tell them about the importance of reading labels, researching ingredients, and supporting brands that prioritize transparency and health. Encourage them to become part of the movement for a cleaner, more honest beauty industry. Because the more people who see behind the curtain, the harder it becomes for this industry to hide its secrets. Together, we can create a demand for beauty products that enhance our appearance without compromising our health. We can push for regulations that protect consumers and hold companies accountable for their claims and practices. Knowledge is power, but only when we use it. Let's use our collective voice to demand better from the beauty industry. Let's make transparency the new standard, not the exception. Because we deserve beauty products that make us look good and feel good, inside and out. The revolution starts with us, with every choice we make, and every piece of information we share. It's time to redefine beauty on our own terms, with health and honesty at the forefront.